Today I'm going to talk about my struggles in terms of finding my very first part-time job in UK. Now it's been like about 4 years that I am in the UK. I've done my 1 year of placement with Procter and Gamble. Then now I'm basically finishing off my master's degree. I'm graduating on 22nd of June. So everything is going really well right now, but I still remember the time that when I came here in September of 2018 and I really struggled to get my very first part-time job. So I thought just to discuss with you that what were my challenges, what were the struggles involved. So I came here in September of 2018 and to be precise 9th of September, and my university started I think 10th or 11th of September. I had my induction week, which they call it over here. So the very first struggle, the very first challenge was in terms of studies. I had no clue what is the education system like in UK. During that time I didn't used to watch all of this video. Nowadays you've got these all resources. I'm sharing my own experience, but back in 2018 there weren't much of the YouTube videos, and to be honest I studied in a military school, which is just like you don't have that much access to the internet. So I had no clue what is the education system like in UK. So I still remember asking my professor that, okay, well, you have shown me these lecture slides, where are the books? Like, I'm used to the books in India. I like studying through the books. So where are my books? I want to like study for the exams through my books. And he was like, here you don't have to worry much about the books. It's just the online lectures, and this is the only content which will be examined. So you don't need to actually do extra reading. You don't have to go to do extra reading in the books and stuff. But if you want to do some further reading, then he said like you can read the books, but all the stuff is in this online lectures. So my very first month, like all the rest of the 20 days in September, was just busy, just getting to know that how does the lectures and timetable of the university works, and I was really busy during that time. So my lecture starts from 9 o'clock, finished at 12. Then from 12 to 5 I had my lab. So I'm doing chemistry based course, so it was really hectic schedule. What I'm trying to say over here is that some of you might be thinking that you can straight away get a part-time job. Maybe few of you get it, but these are the struggles which I personally faced. This is called settlement phase. So it took me about 20 days to get settled. Now after that I realized, okay, now I've got a lot of free time available. So once I finish my university after 5 o'clock, I don't have anything to do. My weekends are free. So and the other thing which kind of was in my brain was that, like, I'm coming over here, I don't want to do my 5 years of degree and just come with a thing like I've got distinction in my degree. I want to do something else. I want to be financially independent when I'm coming in this UK. Like, for example, if I want to buy an iPhone, I don't have to ask that iPhone from my parents. I should be having that much ability that I can own this by my own self, right? So like having that kind of a mindset, then I asked one of my friend, like he's a Scottish friend, and he used to work in an event management company. And I asked him that, okay, well, you're working, like, how did you got this job? And he told me about this website called Indeed. He said that just go on Indeed.com and just write down what kind of position you're looking for, and you'll be able to see where this position is available. So I wrote it of customer assistant. So I was very excited to do customer assistant. I thought it's the most easiest job, so why not, let's do it. I'm like a happy person. I'll be like having a good interaction with the customers. I'll be developing my communication skills on the same time. So I started looking for this job, and I got interview at JD Sports. So JD Sports has got all these brands of Adidas. It's kind of a sports company, basically sports wear company. And I got the interview. It lasted only 5 minutes, and the next day I got the email that I have been successful. And basically in the interview he didn't ask me any question. He just asked me what is your availability, and that's all. And he said me that, and this is the bad thing about these big companies, they like really confuse you with the documentation thing. He said me that you'll be getting one of the letter and you have to send us back. So I still remember that I got that letter and I sent it back to straight away to their head office. And after that, like, I didn't got any call from them. I waited about 10-15 days, and I was just like, where is the call? Then I went to the store where I had the interview. Then he said me, the email which you got, you should have bring to our store, and from our store we had to send it to our headquarters. And I was just like, oh my god, like, you should have been more clear in the interview stage to let me know about this, that I have to come to the store. And basically by that time the vacancy had gone, they had someone else coming in, and I couldn't got that job essentially. So the documentation process was really confusing at the very first front. Then secondly, I applied for another job and I got an interview with Marks and Spencer. So I knew that in India, so Marks and Spencer is a big company, let's try over here. And it was really surprising that whenever I go for an interview, I got selected. Even at Marks and Spencer, I got selected. But the very interesting thing over there is that when I got selected, then I told them I'm an international student and I've got a restriction to work only 20 hours in a week. And during that time, they say like he had offer letter. He had my offer letter, written my name, Jashandeep Singh on it. Then after that, he said no, like this position is for someone who can work more than 20 hours. And basically, that job offer was also again rejected. And this is what happened with me. Like I applied for JD Sports, I applied for Marks and Spencer. Both of them somehow, like I was essentially kind of rejected, isn't it? I cracked the interviews like most of the time, but it's just like unfortunate that I just couldn't eventually land up to that position and start earning some of the money for myself. Then after that, I was just like, this online process is so much hectic. This going to the online, this is hectic for me. Then I just went to some local shop over here, and he was like a Punjabi guy. He wore a turban like me, and he kind of related with me. Then I said like, I'm from India and I'm just looking for a part-time job, like can he help me out with it? And he said me, why not? Okay. And on the same day, he said me, I was wearing a black t-shirt, I was wearing I think a jean like this one, and he said, no worry, just now you're starting. So I went at 4:30 and I was working at 5 o'clock in that shop, and from that time onwards I'm still working in that particular part-time job. So it's been more than 3 years. And one thing I want to point out over here is that whenever someone gives you a job, treat it as a job. It's not a money making machine. It's not like you're just going to stand over there and someone will be giving you money. You have to do your hard work. And I want to point out a very important point, that my wage during that time 2018 was about £7. Okay, that is I think it was a little bit more than my national minimum wage. I think this was £1 more than national minimum wage. But after that, I knew that if I work hard over here, like they will automatically increase my wage. Then I just started working in the shop. It took me 2-3 months, like it took me about 15 days to actually learn the things. And after that, the owner, like he wasn't the owner, the Sardar guy, he wasn't the owner was an Irani guy. And that Irani guy was very good, because I was only, I think we were 2 or 3 people who was working in the store. And in the next summer of 2019, I used to work there a lot. And he was very surprised that how can one person do this much work? I was working more than 40 hours, because in the holidays you're allowed to work more than 40 hours. And he was just like very surprised to see me, that because I used to open the shop and I used to close the shop. So I was working like 10 hours more than like 11 hours, like this kind of like too much hours I was working during that summer time. And he was just really kind of impressed by my work, like how can this guy work this much? And from that time, like he kind of respects me a lot. And my wage was increased, I got holiday pay, I get everything basically, like as a proper job. And my wage is actually, I would say, more than the JD Sport, more than the Marks and Spencer who are currently working over there. So it's just like my dedication, my honesty, my hard work for the job, which like eventually helped me to increase my wage and all those things which I just talked now. So this was my experience, that how I got my very first part-time job. And as I said, I'm still working in that part-time job. Like so I came here directly to second year, worked 2 years before, then third year was my placement. I went to Newcastle for 1 year. I came back for my masters. I am still again working over there, and it's been amazing. And I'm like graduating now, right? So it's been a great opportunity for me personally to have been working in this kind of a place. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure to like, subscribe the channel for regular updates. Cheers, bye bye.